Yeah, so we gotta look deeper than just the outer shell of a person and be willing to get to know a person for who they are, like from the inside out. What really matters, the essence of a person, and how you align with them spiritually, morally, where you set your boundaries, your family values, honesty, loyalty. You know, can I build a trust with you that I know you got my back 100% and it's gonna be there for me the same way that I show up for you in times of need. That's the important part. Because when we so quick to get comfortable and accept something or somebody just at face value, it'll come and bite you in the back every time. For one, the enemy comes in many different forms, and in most cases than none, it's gonna be through the ones closest to you, through the ones that you feel most comfortable to put your guards down. Straight up. So don't judge a book by its cover. I mean, you got people that walk around with the mean face, you know, they practice looking hard, you know, with the rested bitch face, whatever. And you might think that person is the hardest, meanest person on the boulevard. But when it come down to it on the inside, they're really soft as tissue. And it could be the reverse. It could be somebody that you think is a soft person, vulnerable, whatever, however you want to call it. But the second you go and test that person or run up on that person, you find out the hard way. And you learn that don't let the smooth taste fool you. But yeah, we just got to get past all of the petty differences and, you know, trying to find all of the excuses to be divided and why not to deal with a person versus focusing on all of the common goals, all of the common grounds that we have, you know, just as humans and just as neighbors and, you know, fellow community members and whatnot. So yeah, when we go back to just talking about the dark history of America, it involves wickedness, you know, thievery, deceit, you name it. Y'all know how it go. And oftentimes you got people that just want to ignore that or overlook it and be like, you know what, that was then, that was so long ago, this is now, that wasn't our fault or whatever. But we got to face the reality that what we deal with now is pretty much rooted and influenced by all of that. And it's sad that the truth is that's a big part of our history, and that's pretty much, you know, what our country used and exploited to become the country that we know as America today. You know, when we talk about Trump, he's not the first alleged crazy, racist, control-driven president that we ever had. And the sad part, if you ask me, is he probably won't be the last. Now, for me, it's just better for me to just understand what I'm dealing with. And Trump showed us his cards a long time ago when he was first president. Grab him by the, you know, building the wall and all of the outlandish stuff that he did. And coming into this president, he told us what he was going to do. And to his credit, he followed through. But he went above and beyond. I'm talking about, like Cat Williams said, I just watched his special on Netflix. Good special, by the way. The man was in office for 100 days and he did 100 things. I mean, impossible things. The man said that he had met with the president of the Virgin Islands and of Puerto Rico. Now, I'll let y'all make sense of that one. But the thing is I'm not gonna lie. At this point, I'm not even mad at the man. I'm just taking notes. Okay, he did what? Check. Okay, he's saying what now? Check. Okay, so this how we moving as president. All right, boom, check. And hopefully somebody, whoever out there, whatever potential future presidential candidate is thinking halfway like I'm thinking. And they can't wait to get their turn. Because I would be the black version of Donald Trump. I mean, I'm going to shake it up major. I'm challenging everything. I'm challenging the courts. I'm challenging policy. I'm challenging everything about the system. They not gonna like the people that I put in place of staff. They not gonna like the people that I put in the positions. It's gonna be pretty much the same thing. Not the same agenda, trust that. But it's gonna be people that's gonna hate me, wanna protest me every day, and be damn near ready to assassinate me just like him. Because the sad truth about that is you cannot please everybody. And even if I was to do what everybody wanted, let's say I was to just put free healthcare, to let people get food stamps forever, whatever the case may be, people would still find a reason, excuse to be mad, to blame me, or, just have a problem because their norm is being disrupted. People are so programmed and plugged into the system that they don't want to face the reality of what that process is going to look like when we're talking about doing something different and changing this system. A lot of people ain't ready to give up their bins, ready to give up their pensions. They just not ready. They too programmed. And we could go as far back as in Harriet Tubman days. I mean, she was freeing slaves, and it was certain slaves that would be mad at her and be ready to go against her grain, and just go along with, what's going on, because they don't want to go through having to run through these woods and being chased by dogs and where we go, and they worried about all that. So instead of doing what they got to do to break those chains and just go for it, they rather just sit there, keep on picking cotton, keep on eating their little chitlins and whatever else they eating, and just go on with their happy life. And today, we still got the same kind of slaves. They just don't got the chains on no more. But mentally, they got them. They still slaves. And if you know the story, you know how Harriet Tubman dealt with them. But I'm going to let y'all do that research on your own. With me, it's just straight up and down. Like, ain't nothing confusing about it. You either right or you wrong. Like, I don't care who you is. The devil go to church too, side note. But yeah, you just can't just be so quick to just accept people at face value, like I mentioned earlier. And with me, that even goes as far as how I vote. Like, I'm not gonna just vote for the black person or for the female. Like, do I want to see that? Yes, I would love that. But it gotta be the right black person. It gotta be the right Latin person. It gotta be the right female. It gotta be the right person. The right person meaning they gotta have a tangible plan. They gotta be up there, I gotta at least trust that, they got the people's best interests and concerns, up front and as a priority. And that they go do the best of their ability to execute that. You can't just be in there running on just race politics and just hoping that you go get somebody's vote just because it's a lesser of two evils. I felt like that was what happened in the last election. They came in and was just hoping that everybody black and everybody Hispanic and everybody LGBTQ plus or whatever was just go vote that way just to not get Trump in there. They never really had no real plan other than just, okay, we go give y'all this tax break and that tax break. But that's not really saying nothing. And Trump was able to come up in there and get the people's votes. And so y'all can't be mad at that. I mean, he's the president. You got people that run up on me and be like, oh, that's not my president, that's your president. No, it's our president. He's the president of the United States, whether we like it or not. I mean, we got to deal with it for another 3 years, whatever, but it is what it is. And hopefully, like I said earlier, our next presidential campaign candidate is willing to push that same kind of line and go hard. We got to go back to the drawing board. It's chess, it's not checkers. We got to get strategic. We got to start outsmarting. But I'm gonna leave it there, y'all. Y'all stay tuned in. Make sure that y'all follow. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and get engaged. Comment. Tell me what y'all think. Give me y'all opinion on the episode. What y'all like to hear me talk about in future segments. Until then, I'm signing off, y'all. Salute. Exclusive.